Okay, big round of applause. There you go. So I know for the people who are listening, just listening, people who are watching this for the first time on video on YouTube, is that they just saw us applaud.
Yeah.
They probably thought that there was a whole studio audience in here watching
For all
us.
they know, there could be.
There could be.
We could be doing this live in front of an audience.
And they're really
Shall
quiet.
we pretend that we are?
No, because it would just make it seem really awkward because we don't have an audience. And
we have the dog here.
We've got the dog, the big dog. He's on the floor. No one can see that.
So 2023.
2023. So, and now it's Nunhead American Radio with me, Lewis Schaffer. Lewis Schaffer and my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful co-host.
Oh.
She is. We just recorded this again for the second time. So she told me in the first recording of this that I'm not her backup plan.
But I gave you good reasons why.
Yes, you gave me good.
You're 10 years older than me. You're going to decay faster, which means all of that work is going to fall onto these shoulders.
Right.
And I'm just not willing to do that. I've wiped enough bottoms in my lifetime.
I don't think you have.
I've mashed up food for people. I've done that.
That's for babies.
It
it's not the same thing when you wipe a baby's bottom.
You mean a grown man's bottom? No, it's not the same, which is exactly my point.
No, it isn't.
I'm not doing it.
But that's what makes it more of a lovey situation then.
No, I don't want to feel close to someone through cleaning their butt.
Well, you
That's
don't.
how I feel about it.
But then you'll feel all right taking all of my money.
Yes, because that will be pretty quick.
Yeah, it won't last long. Anyway,
No.
So this is Nunhead American Radio with me, Lewis Schaffer. As I said, we're the only radio show for Americans living in Nunhead. Lisa's an American.
We haven't done a count of them in ages. Do you think there's more now? You know, because Nunhead's gentrifying so quickly.
There might be more, yeah, because it becomes a place where people from overseas would want to live.
Have you encountered any?
No,
recently?
because I don't listen to people's American voices anymore. I don't find them attractive.
You don't chase them down in the park anymore. Go, excuse me.
No, but that's what I used to do with everybody. I used to see men with kids. I used to chase them.
Yes.
I used to chase them down.
Yes. I remember that look. They used to turn around in surprise and go, "Ooh, what does this guy want?"
And they used to come to the thing.
Yeah,
what is it
Losers
called?
Club.
Losers Club. It was the stay-at-home dads club. This is
You were
back.
very progressive in some ways back then.
I'm not that. I wouldn't take care of my kids right now.
No way.
No way.
No, you're not swallowing that red pill.
No, that's the red pill that I have swallowed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I know that any woman that I would be with wouldn't appreciate me doing that. I thought
These are your life lessons.
Yeah, my life lessons is women don't want a man to take care of the kids. They don't. They have no respect for that. You know, even if they had all the money in the world.
So you just want to stay at home and do nothing, which will make them respect you more.
Believe it or not, it would. It would make them respect them more, and maybe the I'm not going to say what other things I would do. Can you not with the glass, Lisa Moyle?
Why can't I sip my tea?
Because it's right near the speaker here.
Oh, right, okay.
Right near the thing.
Okay.
No, not there even, too. Just put it over there on the other side.
Very bossy. You gave me this tea to drink.
To drink, but not to make a lot of noise on the thing. That's an interesting question. What would you want a man to do, Lisa, today?
Apart from loading the dishwasher, doing laundry and all that stuff without asking.
Yeah.
If I had a child,
yeah,
I would want them to take care of the child full time.
You would, and you would make all the money.
I'd make all the money.
You'd make all the money. Okay. I would do that.
You just said, though, you wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do it because I don't think you would respect it. I think you say you would respect it. I think women out there say they would respect that, but I don't think they would respect it.
Well, that's what I would want. Should I happen to get pregnant now, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
I would want the man at home looking after that baby every day.
Every day while
Yes,
you go
I
off.
want him on top of the laundry, cooking, cleaning, doing all the shopping. I really want to enjoy that experience.
Right, because you didn't have it.
And I'm going to be the breadwinner.
Well, why don't you call up my ex-wife and see whether she enjoyed it? She didn't enjoy it, and she probably said the exact same thing, and she was a working woman like
No, but
yourself.
I think, well, I'm not going to get involved in that relationship. However, I'm telling you that's what I want.
That's what you want.
Would want. I mean, someone can stay home and look after the dog full time. I'll be happy.
Well, let me say this: we're not making this a red pill, MGTOW.
Yeah, let's not go that way. We've done that so many times.
We're not going that way. But for the people who are listening out there, she may believe this. You could put her. You could put her under the whatever that's called. The
lights.
No, the
lie detector test.
The lie detector test. And she would come off as actually believing.
That is what I want.
That's what you would want.
I want to experience that whole thing of having someone at home taking care of everything.
Yeah, because you didn't.
I want them to sort the bills. I want them to,
sort the bills.
errands.
Would you give them the money to pay the bills?
No, my salary will go in. It's fine.
It's everything.
Yes, I'll give him a little living allowance.
It's everything.
Yeah, some
All
spending
right.
money.
Okay, I'm going to say
some pocket money.
I'm going to reiterate that. The answer to that is no. Women have no respect for that.
I would respect that
Okay.
completely.
The only radio show it's been proven with all these different guys.
What you mean by you?
No,
you
but
and your friends, your
me,
little circle of weirdos.
Yeah. Well, a few of them. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's not a big enough.
I'm not going to mention
that's not
somebody.
a big enough sample. You
Sorry.
just poked me in the boob.
Sorry. You just saw that was unintentional.
I'm not making any accusations at all.
But it came across that way. Anyway, one thing about this show, even though we're doing this on our own this week, Lisa Moyle.
Yes, we'll return to our formatish.
Maybe, perhaps we can discuss that. Mm-hmm. I'm quite happy with this. It's the
What if we go back to the studio?
Then I think it could be different, really.
Yeah. Are you still doing your comedy thing on Mondays for newbies?
Yes, I am. Not this week. That's not this week. We start a week from this week, I think. We can
get some of those newbies on.
Yeah. We could do that.
Yeah, newbies. We've had comedians in the early stages of our career. Do you remember, their careers? Do you remember when we had Cindy V on?
Yeah,
well, she's in the Matilda movie.
Oh, she's
I just
super
saw it the other
famous.
day. Yeah, she was great.
Oh my God!
She was
that's
great.
amazing.
We had what's his name on back in the day? James Acaster.
Did we? I don't think we had him on.
Oh, did I make that up?
No, but what's her name really liked James Acaster.
Oh, maybe I totally made that up because they all kind of blend into one.
They do. I don't even remember. I don't remember we had soon to be.
Yeah, we did.
Cindy,
right? She's the one who's like married to like a Swedish guy or something.
Yes, and very successful. One of these beautiful, beautiful women from India with everything. And you think of India as being. Be her. You know what? It's like you think Indian people are complete, losers, but they're not.
I don't think that. My uncle is from India, Uncle Ashley, just to be clear.
Is that true?
He may say that, but I've never thought.
What I mean as a nation, you think they're poverty-ridden.
No, it's a very fast-growing economy.
I know, they're going to take over the world.
Yeah.
Should we
Someone's
move
always
there?
taking over the world.
Should we move there as Jews?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, my uncle is from India. He's Jewish.
But is he Jewish, Indian Jewish, or did he move there later on in life?
No, that's where he was born. I think the family originally came from Persia. I don't know how many.
Oh, so he's one of those kind.
Yeah,
he's like
but
Mizrahi, or whatever that
family, he was born in India. His parents were born in India. I mean, I don't know how far back it goes, but
that's
not a community of Indian Jews.
That's not what I'm thinking.
You remember my Uncle Ashley was on the show with my Aunt Karen?
I don't remember. Your Aunt Karen. We would have had a laugh at that. Is she a Karen?
That was a couple of years ago before Karen was a thing.
The interesting thing about you, Lisa Moyle, is that you are a Karen.
I am?
Yes, you
are. What is Karen? Because I disagree with you?
You're one of those left-wing Karen types who very...
I thought all Karens are right-wing loonies.
No, they're left-wing, right-wing. You can be left-wing, right-wing. You just have to... You're of a certain age,
So all women of a certain age are Karens?
Yeah.
No offense to you, Aunt Karen. I adore you.
No, they're either...
She'll be here in February. We could have her back on and talk about
Women
Karens.
of a certain age can be Karens.
Right. So
men of
why
a certain
are you
age.
saying... What are men? What's the male equivalent? Just being men?
Mark? I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I just pressed this thing.
Why do you do that stuff?
I don't know why I did this stuff. Okay.
Stop touching things.
Yeah, I got a brand new phone. So what did we just say? No, I was thinking more of just regular Jews, like Ashkenazi Jews, of which I am one.
Yeah.
Moving to India.
No, they're not.
They're
That's
not.
them. No,
Well,
they're not Ashkenazi.
But we might have to move to India to.
Well, we could do. We'd have a good time. What, we could move somewhere like Goa? You mean like we're like aging hippies, backpackers?
Yeah, there's also an old Jewish community in Goa too.
Oh my God, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We need an adventure.
We do need an adventure.
Yeah.
I
need like another max 10 years before I can do that.
Of your business.
Yeah.
How many days can you take off?
Oh, I can take time off. Do you want to just go for a couple weeks?
We can go for a couple of
weeks. All right, we'll take it on the road.
We
should do a road show.
We could do a show every single night of the week. We could do one
around
of these
the
things.
World. Will somebody pay for our travels and to stay in nice hotels?
Maybe if this thing works out. That's why. Anyway, this is Monday. I don't know. This is now the most erratic start we've ever had.
No, it's not. We've had far more erratic starts. But okay. Anyway, let's bring in the new year.
Okay, bringing in the new year. So this is the only radio show for Americans living in Nunhead, Southeast London, of which Lisa and I. Well, Lisa's borderline, and I am totally Nunhead. And that's why I'm not moving. I'm not moving only so I can continue to call it this.
I know, because you don't like change anyway.
I don't like changing. You know what happened? My son said I don't like change. And I
said, which one?
I'm not going to mention.
Oh, the younger one or the older one?
The older one.
Huh.
He says, I don't like change.
Oh my God, he's so you.
He is so me.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway, so that sound in the background is, what's your dog's
Hopper.
name? Hopper. He's got only 3 legs, so he's missing the legs.
But that's not why he's making that sound. He's
Now
drinking water.
Drinking water. I called him I Lead because he leads.
Such a good name.
That's also a good name.
Such a good name.
Is that better than Hopper?
Well, not for him, because
he's a boy. If it was a girl. So this is the 9th of January, 2023. We're repeated on Saturday, the 14th of January, 9:30 a.m. This is the first show of the year.
Oh, we kept our Saturday morning primetime slot.
Yeah, we did. We've been doing this forever.
I know. How long, right?
Yeah, this is really great. I want to thank you. And just a reminder before we forget, the 23rd of February is what?
Is our fundraiser, because that's fundraising week, or just after Resonance FM annual fundraising week. So we're live at, is it the Ivy House? Yeah,
at the Ivy House.
Ivy House.
Right. Should we record the whole show for the Ivy House? From the Ivy House? No.
Well, you'd have to get someone to do that.
I know. It's just too much work.
Like, someone like Chris Dixon back in the day would have done that.
God bless Chris Dixon.
Well, God bless Chris Dixon.
You know, I had a dream last night, Lisa Moyle.
Did you? So did
I
I.
did.
Oh.
And my dream.
You dropped your voice when you said that, so I'm getting a little nervous.
My dream.
Just remember our kind of boundaries and limits that we have.
I was working in an office.
Oh my goodness, that is a weird dream.
But I wasn't doing enough work.
Uh-huh. Where's the weird part?
And they
that you
came
were working?
And they fired me.
Who's they?
The people, the woman who was in. You weren't the woman.
Okay.
But the
was
woman.
Was she naked?
No, she wasn't. There was no sex involved in this.
You just got fired for being bone idle.
Bone idle,
mm-hmm.
And it was so realistic.
It's almost like you lived through it.
I've done that so many times where I've not done enough work.
Oh, so are things going to change now?
I don't know. Are they going to change?
Because you had your calendar and your New Year's resolutions, your pre-year resolutions. I thought you were like doing things now that you were a GB News star.
Well, I was on GB News quite a few times over the over the Christmas holiday break, and that was really funny. And and then they gave me more spots in the coming year, but not enough to actually,
What, like be a thing?
There's that old what's his name has that joke? What's the guy's name? Jackie Mason. Where Jackie Mason says, "I've got enough money that I can live forever, provided I don't spend anything." I think that's what the joke was.
So you're hurtling towards financial equilibrium.
Well, I'm actually going to survive. I'm going to survive financially.
Yeah, that's weird.
But am I going to be? I've got 5 years to live. Am I going to be famous?
Only you can answer that question.
Am I going to be able to?
I don't think you're going to get famous being on GB News. I'm going to be totally honest. I think it's the wrong pathway for you. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. I just think you need to find other pathways as well.
But that's the only pathway.
Don't rely on them to make you famous.
Exactly. So that's why we're doing this. I mean, the camera work is not that.
Why don't you go audition for something? Remember when you did that play?
Yeah, that was brilliant.
That was
wasn't
good.
It? Yeah.
Why don't you do something like that?
Why don't they ask me? Why don't you're watching the thing?
Why don't you have an agent? Why did you get rid of your agent all those years
I've gotten rid of my ex-wife was my agent.
No, I know, but after her, I thought you had someone else.
I had somebody else, and
you need an agent.
He fired me.
Can't you find someone who likes you? There must be someone.
No, I'm not likable, really.
But can't you find someone who hoovers up those unlikable types? In that niche, the unlikable guy. There's always a role for an unlikable guy.
The problem with me is I'm not even that guy.
You're not unlikable enough?
In order to be that guy, you've got to be unlikable enough to be unlikable. I disappoint people.
I think you do. I think you can nail completely unlikable.
No.
Yeah,
no.
People find you crazy. They come over and they go, "Who was that guy?"
But quite a few people actually like me. I mean, I can't help myself. I'm not saying I'm totally likable.
No, because you try to freak them out, creep them out with your weirdness.
But.
And then at the end, you're like, "Oh, hey, so nice to meet you. You're great. Let's get together again."
And then they like me or don't like me.
Well, no, then I think they find it harder to think you're totally repugnant. Is that what you mean?
No, I'm saying that.
So you can't be a total Tucker Carlson. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Because there's something holding you back?
Oh, you think? Yeah, I don't think Tucker Carlson is unlikable. I think he's not completely likable, but I don't think. I think what am I saying? I'm saying is that my trope, my message, who I am, is my unique selling proposition is not incomplete.
Incomplete unlikableness?
It's
Maybe
yeah.
can be?
No, it's not coherent. It needs to
Right.
be. I need to be the unlikable guy.
Yeah, but if you're playing a role, you could definitely do unlikable.
I definitely could.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
really good at that.
Yeah,
I'm good
yeah.
at playing the psychopath.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get an agent, play some weirdos, make some
Do
money.
you think I'm a psychopath?
Oh yeah, for sure. You've done those tests. I thought we did one of those
Why
tests
do you
on
think you can just say that to me?
Because you're mental.
Why do you think? Do you think you can call me a psychopath? Or you could
To be
say
fair,
that I'm
you've called
unlikable?
yourself a psychopath.
That was Lewis Schaffer. Did you see that? You couldn't see it if you're listening on the radio. You couldn't see me looking at her eyes and just creeping her out for a second. I was kidding. Anyway, so the first half of this is going to be on the radio. The second half we're going to do on YouTube, and you can go to Nunhead American Radio YouTube page. Nunhead with NU.
So back to the fundraiser. Oh, I'm gonna almost put my glasses on there.
Yeah.
Who did you line up so far?
Well, we haven't lined up anybody for the fundraiser, and then we have another show. But the fundraiser, we will line somebody up. We have another show on the 26th of January, which you're going to be here, and I arranged it with.
Oh.
Yeah, the 26th of January.
Did I know that?
Okay. I forgot
I know
to
it
tell
now.
you. You know it now. I should have asked you what we should do. I arranged it with beautiful Blanche.
Okay, so Blanche is in charge.
She's not in charge, but she's like, we're all in charge. But I just
Has she
forgot to ask you.
contacted anyone?
No, she's not getting anybody. She leaves it up to me to get somebody.
Oh, okay. You do that part. Which
But-
means nothing's been done.
But nothing has been done.
Uh-huh.
But the point, so
You know it's the middle of January.
yes,
right?
I do know that. So what we decided to do is have a free show
Oh.
on the 26th, and then I just do a whip around. Not a whip around. We'll do a whip around, but I mean, just find some.
So you're doing a free show.
We'll see who will perform, who'll want to come and do it, and maybe throw them a few bucks. Maybe it won't be somebody famous. Maybe it will be somebody famous. What do you think about that? I meant to ask you. And I felt
Well,
bad.
I think if it, you get like, someone famous, like when we had Harry Hill.
Right.
You got to charge.
Yeah.
You got to charge because spaces are limited.
Yeah, for famous charge. Okay, I thought you were talking about the phone. Yes, we have to charge because spaces will be limited.
Yeah.
But with this situation, it's come and get what you're going to get.
Okay.
It should
You're
be
really making it sound enticing.
Well, because I don't feel like I'm as funny as I used to be. But in the
Then
back,
you got to get someone else. Should we get Chinese Elvis for the fundraiser? Everyone loves him.
he's already doing a show in February
Oh, for someone else.
for someone else.
Where's that?
That's at the same place.
Oh,
he
shall
saw
we go
us.
back?
Yeah, we'll go back and see him.
Oh, wait, not the place we saw him in Clapham.
No,
He's
not
doing
that
one in the
place.
Ivy House.
In the Ivy House. Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll definitely go to that. When is that?
That is, I don't know what date it is, but Chinese Elvis at the Ivy House.
Okay.
I mean, I
Not
think if you
related to
Google
us.
it, if you Google Chinese Elvis at the Ivy House, there was the guy who was, I think, head of was he a Twitter guy, and his name was Elvis Chan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really was a Chinese Elvis. He was from San Francisco, Chinese, and
There you
I
go.
think that's so funny. Anyway, so this is week 9 of our show, right, Lisa Moyle?
But week 1 of the new year.
Of the new year, 2023, and it's called Lewis Schaffer's March to Death,
Oh, yes, our sub-theme.
or Lewis Schaffer's calendar. We'll go over.
Yeah.
We'll go over. Well, we do it in the first section. Our calendar.
Well, get your calendar out. I can see it over there.
Yeah. Well, here's my calendar. Here's my calendar.
Get it done.
Get it done.
What's today?
Today is the 9th of
Right.
Monday, and
So what's going on this week?
Well,
you must have a doctor's appointment of some sort.
I have a
because you
doctor.
always do.
I always have a doc.
Yeah.
At 3:15
The NHS
p.m.
may be in crisis, but they haven't lowered your care.
No, why are they doing this?
I
for
have
me?
no idea. I don't know what you've done or how you do it, but you should really lead a seminar on how to get this kind of care.
Yeah. I think what it is, if I could, well, we discussed it last time what it is, but so I'm having because as you know, I'm stage 3 kidney disease, so they had a sonogram done of my bladder, urinary tract,
I have to say that out loud. And your kidneys.
and my kidneys, which is called a
You
cub.
haven't had the results yet.
Haven't had the results, so we're waiting. We're going to have the results. In the meantime, I'm going to be discussing with her uric acid levels, which everyone out there has to pay attention to. Even you, Lisa Moyle. I don't see why you can't.
There's certain things I don't want to do with you, and that's one of them.
Because I've got a uric acid tester right now, and I'm going to test her uric acid.
No, you're not. You are not touching me.
This is a uric acid test.
Test your own.
It also has a glucose thing too, not a glucose and a uric acid tester. Okay. I'm not going to test it because I think it cost me almost $1 a test.
Well, then let's not go.
Or a pound a test. What country are we in? So I'm going to speak.
So that's happening this week.
That's happening this week. I'm going to find out. It's actually, I haven't started to worry about it. I've been looking on the bright side because I can discuss possibly getting allopurinol to lower my uric acid level.
Is that a medication?
Yes, it is. But it's interesting, these medications. They're not really medications. What they are is they're substitute chemicals that your body normally produces. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not medications per se. A medication to me is something that's different than the stuff that your body naturally produces. Like, I don't consider, if you went and got insulin, I wouldn't consider that to be medication. That's just like a replacement, right? Or testosterone treatment or whatever. Right. So what I'm hoping to do is to find out about the uric acid, because I think basically I've got very high uric acid levels, which causes the high blood pressure.
That's bad.
Bad. But the high blood pressure, Lisa, listen to what I'm going to say. High blood pressure is just a reaction. It's not the disease. Like sometimes you have a disease, which is, let's say, a bacteria. The bacteria causes, let's say, fever. Your disease is not a fever. Your disease is you got bacteria in there causing inflammation, which causes a fever, right? If it's like you wouldn't just lower the fever without finding out that your bacteria needs to be lowered, or eliminated. And that's what they do with this thing. I'm not a doctor.
No, we know that for sure.
Okay. Is that so? At the end of the day, I think we need to not worry about the high blood pressure so much. It's just an indicator or a marker or a symptom. We need to find out what caused it. High uric acid causes it, right? So I would feel better about lowering high uric acid levels.
Is this a very long-winded way of saying you're going to go on the medication if they offer it? Because you want to live?
Yeah, because I want to live.
And you want to not be on dialysis?
Yeah.
I assume.
It's possible that that's related to the dialysis. It's possible that the high uric acid level is related to the damage that was done to the kidneys. Okay? And the reason, so my lowering the uric acid level will not have any effect on the kidneys. The kidneys were damaged by something that I did. Remember all the things we did as kids, all those pills we were taking as kids, all the beets. I used to eat beets, boxes of beets, raw beets. Okay?
Boxes of raw beets. I
used to go get the bowls down at the in Peckham. Okay? So this is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking that the anyway. So
that's your week.
That's one part of the week. We can discuss the other parts of the week.
Are there anything comedic happening?
Well, I was supposed to be in that big film. Remember I told you the big TV show based on the film? And that's still going ahead. And they're actually calling me in for another fitting. For another part. They may want me for 2 parts. So maybe they want to cancel the first part that I'm in. And
is this the speaking part?
I don't know. I
don't
know
tell
what
you?
it is. No, they haven't told me. But
do they know you can speak stuff?
I spoke to the guy. You know, in this country, unless you're, everybody's tracked in this country. You know, like the educational system, you're tracked. And if you just show up and you're doing an extra thing, they will never consider you to be the star. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, they won't put you up. You could be the best, funniest.
So you're like, if you're a grade 4, you're a grade 4.
Forever. But
so
you're
how
a grade 4.
are you getting to a grade 6?
I don't know. So it's probably a similar type thing, but for maybe 2 parts, they know my size, and maybe they found me entertaining when I went there. So that's that.
That's nice. When is that happening?
That is happening next Monday. So we'll have something to say next Monday. I don't know if it's that amazing, but it's something. Meanwhile, I've gotten a haircut, and
Is this one of your DIY ones?
No, I got a haircut at the studio for this other thing that I was doing.
Yeah, I forgot they do that for you.
Yeah, they do it, and they pay you money for it. But what this was, she gave me a good haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like a good haircut?
Mm-hmm. It's still pretty long.
It's still pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, it's for 1940s war film.
Right.
And they're gonna have to basically masticate. Is that the right word? The sides.
They're gonna have to cut you back big time.
Yeah.
Are you like an aging soldier or a guy who's like stayed behind?
I am a guy walking down the street as I am playing a minister for some kind of governmental body. Walking down the street.
Is this in The Crown?
No, it's not in The Crown.
Oh.
It's with a famous director. It's a famous director who's doing it. Not as famous as other people might think, but it's a famous. So what's new with you, Lisa? In our first, so people can listen. People can when the show is over. You can go to YouTube, Nunhead American Radio. Not now. Listen to the next show, which is amazing.
When did I last see you? Did I see you since I got back from San Francisco and Florida?
Yes.
I did.
You did see me.
Yeah. Then we had Christmas.
And you had Christmas,
and
but you didn't go out you didn't go over to Kirsty's.
No, I didn't because my son was so sick, and I wasn't gonna. As you said, leave him at home. I decided to stay with him.
Why? Did he die, your son? No, he didn't.
No, but he's been sick for like a month.
He's
feeling better now. Yeah, he had the flu, then he had a chest infection, and then he got a throat infection.
Did he cough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my advice to the people who are listening. Coughing.
I've been coughing for weeks.
Yeah, stop coughing. Literally, stop coughing. It breaks the cells of whatever it is, and the cells release stuff.
I thought coughing is your body's way of clearing all that stuff out.
A little bit of it. A little bit. If you have something in your throat and you're about to choke to death, that's what it's for.
No, but I mean, like, you know how you feel the ick in the throat. I think it's to clear it out. I think it's body's way of clearing.
No, that's what we've been taught to believe.
Because that's why you're not meant to take cough suppressants.
Yes, that's
I don't
the
follow
theory.
the same people that you do, so I have a very different approach.
I came up with this on my own. I've not read a single thing like this.
I have no doubt.
Remember, I am not a doctor.
That is so true.
That is true.
It is true. Anyway, that's me. I didn't see you over the holidays, but doesn't mean I wasn't thinking about it.
I could have gone over to Kirsty's. We had a lovely time at Kirsty's.
Yeah.
She reminded me. I've been there I'm such a lonely guy.
Really? Has it been a decade?
At least a decade.
Shit.
10, or even more longer than that. 10 years of going over.
I had you for your first divorce Christmas. Do you remember? Oh my God.
Was I bad then?
Yes. My then husband told me you were never allowed back on a holiday.
Did he say that? You had a lovely husband and you divorced him. Could you get back with him?
No.
Is that water under that bridge? Anyway.
That ship has sailed.
All right, so here we go. Find us at Nunhead Radio. Tweet us at Nunhead Radio. Go on our Facebook page at Nunhead American Radio is our Facebook page, and go to Nunhead Radio, which is our YouTube channel. Okay, so this has been amazing. So we're
back.
We're not back yet. We got 30 seconds to thank everybody. I want to thank Richard and Anna Gard for being with us for all those years.
Richard Gard and Anna Crockett.
Richard Gard and Anna Crockett. I want to thank Ed Baxter for having us here, and Peter and Richard Thomas for coming up with the idea. And
why don't you get the relatives down to play the show?
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Drop them a line.
Okay, we'll do that. Why don't you do that? I'll do that. Neil McLennan. I hope the guy's still alive. What else? Who else do we have?
The Team Resonance.
Team Resonance, and I want to say I'm sorry to the nation of Trinidad and Tobago still. Me personally, maybe not for the radio show, because you don't want to be involved in saying sorry.
No.
Because she doesn't care about Patricia.
I do care about Patricia, but then again, I've never insulted her, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's been our show.
There's a lot of people I don't apologize to for that reason.
We'll see you next week on the radio. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I'm turning off this thing. There we go. Okay, we're back for This Is Just Us. Nobody on the radio. Did we curse or anything?
No.
I meant to say we should be very careful to curse, even on YouTube, is they've just changed the guidelines on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Is that they're under tremendous pressure from the government to be declared a broadcaster.
So subject to the same
protections
and rules.
as everybody else is. As so we, libel laws and cursing and all that stuff.
Oof, this is going to be new terrain for you.
Well, it's going to be new terrain for everybody. I don't know how the stations, how YouTube is going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
It means they're going to have to look at every single thing that's gone through their
the content moderation.
content. Yeah, are they going to have to approve of everything? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be responsible for every?
I guess it just means that anytime there's a complaint, they can be held responsible.
Right. So what are they going to do? I mean, this is. It could put them. I don't know if it could put them out of business, but it would.
Well, it'll change the style of the content.
What they could do is, instead of having it like an open access thing,
you have to get onboarded.
Yeah, and every person who goes on will have to say, I approve of everything that I'm about to hear, that I can't sue you for this. It's a private communication from YouTube to me. But that will mean that people can't randomly search for things. It means or maybe they can randomly search.
No, you should be able to, but maybe you can't access it until maybe their, user terms will have to change. But I meant any content creators who publish will have to be onboarded in a different way.
Well, they will be onboarded, but does that mean they're already onboarded a little bit? If they do curse, they get demonetized. If they do show like violent images, they get demonetized.
Yeah, well, it should be that way. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. They're very extreme about it, and I've heard they're even like, if you do an image off of a cartoon anime type thing that has some kind of image of somebody
It doesn't seem to be there's any shortage of violent content on YouTube or any other social channels. So.
Well, it's more and more because they demonetize it, and for the slightest thing, I don't know whether the problem is the demonetize. Everyone's complaining about we don't have to worry about that because nobody's watching this.
We're not making any money, but if you think about, the way violence is portrayed in television and film and everything else, I mean, there's plenty of ways to access violent content if you want to. I don't think the world's going to suffer from any shortage of violent content.
Well, what is violent content? Could you say that watching War and Peace is that violent content? Is watching Apocalypse
Now?
Now?
Has War and Peace been made into a movie?
Of course, made into dozens and dozens of movies.
Dozens.
Yeah, I would not gonna say dozens, but many movies.
I've never watched it.
Because it's free. It's free. Yeah, there's a movie. Of course, there's a movie, War and Peace.
Anyway, that's off the point. But I mean, there's you can watch Quentin Tarantino film when you get tons of violence in there.
Yeah, that's in a movie theater, right?
Yeah, or streaming. I'm just saying there's you can watch Game of Thrones if you want sex and violence and nudity. But it's not like there's any shortage of that kind of content.
No, you're a Karen.
I'm a Karen because I'm not saying you're saying there's going to be not enough violence, and I'm saying.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said what there's going to be is that YouTube will either have to watch everything that goes on there, right? And they might have to, it's like the same way with our show when we say a bad word or something.
Yeah.
And that problem, like I was on the
we create problems for the station if we do
for the
that.
station
Because they have to follow rules.
Yeah,
and we're a radio show.
We're not blaming the station for this.
No, but they're a radio show and they have rules they have to follow.
Like for example, I used the term, and somebody that said there was a piss poor excuse.
You said that on the radio?
I said that on
GB News.
On GB News.
Are you not allowed to say that?
You tell me. Does it sound bad?
Well, didn't they tell you?
Well, you tell me.
I mean, it's not something you would normally hear on the news, but you're not on a news show. You're on a comedy show, right?
Yeah.
Like, have I got news for you?
Right. Believe it or not, not allowed to say that.
Oh.
Well,
that surprises me.
That surprises me.
Yeah, but I guess some people find that offensive.
But it's also because it's actually Ofcom regulated.
GB Are we talking about GB News now? Of course
GB
it
News.
Is.
It doesn't have to be. Why should it be Ofcom regulated? It's on the internet. It's on, what I mean?
But it's a TV broadcast.
It's not broadcast. Is it broadcast over the ether?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, what does broadcasting mean? It means it's spread far and wide.
But they're a licensed television station.
Why should a TV station be licensed if it's not going on channel 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Of course it should.
Why should it be?
Because they could be putting any garbage out. If you want to be called GB News, you should be licensed.
By who? Who is the government?
You
the
just
government
said
supposed to decide? But why should the government decide whether you're putting
Then
up
they can
garbage
put
or
their
not.
garbage on YouTube if you want to come
It
with
is
the
on
credibility
YouTube. It's
of
on
a
you.
of a licensed news station, which I guess they are. I don't know that
Yeah.
much about it. Then there's going to be a process attached to that.
I mean-
Otherwise, they didn't have to do that. No one made them do that. They obviously wanted the just kicked my dog credibility
I'm sorry.
of having that.
Yes.
They could have gone a completely different route.
They didn't do it for credibility. I think maybe if it was because it's on Freeview, and Freeview is from the ether. Remember what broadcasting is? Broadcasting is from the ether, being spread out. It's not on the internet. It's not on. It's
it's like radio free, whatever.
Right. It's a radio thing.
I don't know. I mean, I assume there are rules if you want to be set up as an entity, a news entity in the UK. It's not
There are obviously rules.
Yeah.
But
so
why
are
should
you complaining that they have to follow them?
Why should they have rules?
No, because you kind of need some control over the content that you're broadcasting.
That minor piss
responsibility.
poor. How is that a curse?
Are you upset because someone told you you're not allowed to say piss poor on the TV?
No, I wasn't upset. It was funny.
Oh.
It was funny, but it was
Did
upset.
they beep you?
Yes, they said
So
stop.
there's a delay.
They said no, they didn't beat me. They said, we want to apologize for him saying piss poor.
So obviously there's a list of words and sayings that you're not allowed to say somewhere.
I didn't see that.
Does anyone ever give it to you?
Because the word piss is in there.
Right, so you could have said that's a very
It's
poor
pissing
excuse.
with rain. Am I allowed to say that now?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I imagine there's a list of words somewhere.
It's like one of the first shows that I did. I used the term bang a hooker.
On GB News.
On GB News.
Were you allowed to say that?
You tell me.
I don't know. Did anyone tell you you're not allowed to say that?
I can understand somebody not saying you can't say F-U-C-K.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And even that I don't really believe
But
in.
you can say it on television shows after the watershed.
Right. So
What time was your show on?
It was on at like 9. But I didn't say F-U-C-K. And they said, no, you cannot say piss poor or bang a hooker.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm not banging a hooker.
Oh, I know. I don't know what they're...
I'm not pissing on anybody, Lisa Moyle. Anyway.
Well, thank you.
So here's what else is going on in my life. Okay? Here's what else is going on. Tomorrow night also. So let's just finish with my uric acid thing, which is at 420 constantly. So you can look that up. That's at about
Wrap that
7.
one up quickly.
That's at about 7. There's your daughter. What are your other daughters? Oh, is that the whole thing? Can I see the picture?
Where? No, I'm just checking what time my film starts later. Okay.
Do you know what? I've noticed this thing. That at the time of transferring this show over to the television, there's a lull.
What show are we talking about?
Our show right now that we're doing. We're doing.
Oh, we're on television now.
Yeah, we're doing it.
I didn't know we were doing TV.
You didn't know that.
No, so it's going on GB News. Surprise.
It's not going out on GB News.
Sorry if it is.
Which, can I say something about GB News?
It's not news.
No, it is news. Whatever they do, they are so good. They're not perfect, but they are so
The
good.
vast majority of the UK does not agree with you.
I know, screw those people.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people believed in COVID too, and then they find out, 51% now think that the vaccines cause more damage than good.
No, that's not true, but you can make those numbers.
Well, what are the numbers? Yeah, they said that 51% believe that the vaccine has side effects, dangerous side effects.
That's not true.
Okay. Why don't you check it out? Check the phone out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the number. Was
later.
51% about vaccines.
This is the survey of your crazies.
No, it was in the mainstream media. We're gonna look at my new phone. I got a new phone.
Why do we have to talk about COVID? You know it only leads to arguments.
Because it was such a traumatic thing.
You just said there's a lull, and you're going on your phone in the middle of a broadcast.
I want you to do something. Why don't we ask?
talked about piss poor and banging hookers.
Roger,
What could come next?
could you check this out?
Yeah,
Roger's
thanks,
our
Roger.
producer.
Thanks,
Roger's our
Roger.
producer. We're gonna
I
check it
suggest
out.
you find a new hymn.
Why don't you write down the number about vaccine, people who question. I don't even question the vaccine. I didn't take the vaccine because I thought it was going to cause damage. That's not why I didn't take it. So I wasn't anti-vaxxer, and you know me. I wasn't anti-vaxxing back in the day.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't. I was in
You
favor.
are now.
Believe it or not, I am 100% now against vaccines. I mean, I don't know how that.
I don't know why you said that as like, believe it or not, like anyone was going to be surprised by
Because
that.
I don't believe it myself. I say, well, what about those? Didn't we have those measles
MMR.
parties?
I never had a measles party because my kids had the MMR.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking about chickenpox.
Chickenpox parties, right?
I never did that. I mean, they get it anyway, most kids. And if I have to say, if I was an adult and I hadn't had chickenpox, I would most certainly get a vaccine.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's so dangerous when you're an adult.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think
because every adult I know who's ever had chickenpox has been in hospital for like a week.
Right, but could it be that they were just unsick? That they were sick? That they were sick? That they were sick?
Yeah, but not every mild illness should land you in hospital. Well, so what is a mild child relatively for most kids? Although I know some have terrible complications.
Well, they could have been very weak.
Anyway, my kids had all their vaccines, and I'm very happy, and I would do it all again exactly the same way.
Well, I don't think I would anymore. Well,
I don't think it would be entirely up to you, but
it wouldn't be entirely up to me. But if it was entirely up to me, I would say they're not getting any vaccines. I don't believe in vaccines. But I didn't take this vaccine because I thought it was going to cause damage. I didn't take this vaccine because one, I thought it was unnecessary because I'd already had the COVID. This was the vaccine for COVID-19, and we were already in 2021. So it's like after the fact. You don't give a vaccine for something that's already come and gone, and I believed it came.
Well, then people wouldn't have a flu vaccine every year.
Which
I do.
No, the flu. That is not why they have a flu vaccine. They have a flu vaccine because they believe that's the that's the flu that's coming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but
they make an educated guess and they sequence and do all that kind of stuff.
But this wasn't that. This is a vaccine that's based on 2019's.
No, I understand, but there's been subsequent updates to the vaccine.
No, but the ones that they were giving me was for 2019. So they didn't do the same thing that they had done with the flu.
Well, I hadn't had COVID by the time I had my first vaccine that I'm aware of.
Right. Okay. So maybe it could be valid by that point, but probably it was in the air already, and I'm not sure I believe in that. I could be a virus denier, basically.
You're a denier of many things.
I've turned that way.
You have that way. I know. It's like
I wasn't always that way.
No, you weren't. You used to be far more rational. I mean, I didn't always agree with you, even when you were a more rational human. But, I felt like we were debating on slightly different grounds.
Do you know what it was? It was like when we did the potty training thing, right?
Yeah.
When
I didn't deny that. I never denied that worked.
I don't think you did. I think you did. I think people thought I was crazy.
It didn't work for me in my life. You have a way of making things like it's my way or the highway, the way you present them to people.
That's interesting.
And it makes them like kind of go, and that's why they disagree with you. I didn't disagree with you doing your potty training thing. Why not?
Can I just say this, Lisa Moyle?
Yeah.
That makes me feel so good.
Oh.
That does make me
I never
feel
disagreed
good.
with you in your... I mean, the way you used to hold the kid over my shrubs and go in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
Some people may find that a little weird.
It is weird. Well, it's not weird. That wasn't
weird.
But
remind me, did it work with you? Because I remember your kids in nappies until like the normal age.
The second kid was in nappies without peeing. That was just a protection thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he was trained.
No, I know, but when was he like potty? I mean, I can't believe we're talking about this now, but when was he potty trained?
3 months old.
No, but did that carry on?
It carried on till about 11 months later, when Viv took the kid for the first time by herself without me. And because she didn't believe in it, because she hated me, she wouldn't do anything that I said. I could tell her, don't hold the kid in fire, right? Then she would hold the kid in fire.
Luckily you never said that.
Yeah, luckily. Because she would have. Because she hated me. This is what happens. When somebody hates you.
They harm their children. Is that what you're saying? But maybe did you ever look at it in a slightly more benign way? Maybe it didn't work for her and the pattern of her life. Like she didn't have time to go outside and hold the kid over a shrub every 20 minutes.
No, the holding over the shrub is not necessary. What was necessary was you had to basically believe that it's a possibility.
Yeah, but you also have to have like that schedule and that regimen. It's like those people, like you and your sleeping things, right? Things have to fit into your family, into your life. She was still working from home, even when she, maybe when she had the kid, she was working full time.
Right, but so she could.
So maybe it didn't work for her.
It could have worked for her because it's so much less effort than changing somebody's nappy all the time.
Well, you don't change them all the time, but
you change them quite regularly.
And you're talking, 18 months.
And wiping their
18
bottom.
months, and then you're done and dusted, and they're potty trained.
It isn't, no, because
18 months,
because at
2 years.
How
whatever.
many people out there are listening and tried to potty train their kids at 18 months, and it can be hell. Some of them, it's really easy, but a lot of them, it's hell.
I think generally kids hit it about 2, right?
About 2. Well, they start at 18 months, so that's 4 months.
But they're even if they're potty trained in the day, you may be in nappies a bit longer at night. Anyway,
and all the people
for
know,
some people, they have to make choices that just fit their lives.
I think she didn't believe in it, and because she didn't believe in it, she wasn't willing to do that. And because she hated me, she wasn't willing to just go with me. Because, and I understand that. I didn't understand it at the time, but I understand it now. She didn't love me anymore. She was super angry at me.
But she didn't want to do that. Maybe she's not even down. So she didn't like it. She just didn't want to do that.
And her friends were laughing at her because I was so ridiculous.
Yes, because you were so vocal about all your beliefs about child rearing. As you are, that is the one consistent thing about you. You don't hold back.
Yeah, I'm not going to be afraid.
When you're into something, you're all in. You're 100% in.
Yeah, because
and then you also do that really irritating thing is you can't just have it be your belief. You have to tell other people you're wrong. And I've heard you do that.
Yeah, I tell them you're wrong. But I also have crippling self-doubt. Have I not?
I don't know. Only in some areas when you believe in something, there's no self-doubt.
Right, but when I don't believe in something, you can tell me what to do. I follow you anywhere. That's true. How many times do I say to you, what should we do? And I'd listen to you 100%.
Oh, no, but then if I told you, you'd ignore me anyway.
No, that's not true. It's true. I would ask you and maybe a couple of other people's attention, opinions on this.
Yeah.
I think, remember, we're talking to people right now, or people listening to us.
Yeah, who might be potty training.
Who might be potty training. And so what it is, it's called infant potty. I don't know what they call it now. Infant potty training, elimination communication, which is like a ridiculous name. And what I did was you're not training a child. You're just saying it's okay for the child to pee or to poo when their nappy is off. When the nappy is on, it's like a dog, When a dog when a puppy is laying with its mother, it doesn't make a poo right there.
Yeah, because you don't shit where you live.
Right, yeah. And so when the mommy takes the dog and picks the dog up and moves it to another place, the dog makes whatever it is. Or sometimes when they lick the dog's privates. I don't know how dogs work.
Anyway, we don't need to get too deep into it.
But so it's just the dog saying, wait a second, I'm not laying next to my mom. I'm allowed to make a pee. Oh, I'm laying next to my mom.
Understanding the rules of the game.
They understand the rules of the game, and that's what this is with me potty training. It was I tell you what it did. The reason I mention it is because it was like an education to me. Because a lot of people said to me, this is not possible. And I, with my own very own eyes, okay, it wasn't like theoretical, it wasn't like slightly better or what, it was, the kid did not pee in his pants for like 7 or 8 months. Okay? And they're saying, no, this is not possible. And I'm saying to them, well, listen, it is possible. Anyone, and including my ex-wife. And it made me realize.
But maybe she just didn't want to do it. Don't you think maybe there's also oops, someone's at your door.
Someone's at my door.
Okay. Should we end it?
We'll just finish the pie. That was my neighbors returning a vacuum cleaner. We loaned them because we're in Nunhead.
The neighbors do stuff like that in Nunhead.
I loaned them 2 vacuum cleaners, not even 1, 2, because they were unhappy.
You have 2 vacuum cleaners?
Yeah, one is what's her name's, and the other one is one I found on the street. It didn't work.
You're like the ultimate street guy.
It didn't work. Practically a brand new vacuum cleaner, broken, and I fixed it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What was wrong with it?
There were a couple of capacitors, 2 or 3 resistors that needed.
You're such a liar.
I am a liar. All I did was I just took the junk that was in the tube. It was
and
blocked.
You decluttered. Really?
That's
Someone
all
threw it away because it was blocked.
Like a 180-pound vacuum cleaner, Hoover as they would call it.
And it works just fine.
But that's very interesting because I had another vacuum cleaner years ago that I threw out, and I was complaining it wasn't working, but I hadn't cleaned it in like 5 years.
What, like emptied the filter?
I hadn't emptied the filter. I didn't know you're supposed to empty the filter.
Where did you think the stuff went?
I thought it went into the thing. I didn't realize there was another filter. It goes into the
Oh, I
filter
see.
and
Right,
into
right,
the
right.
other
Okay.
thing. I just
So
thought
you've been on a learning curve.
I've been a learning curve. I'm now an expert in vacuum. But the person threw out. That's how bad the world is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
so back to the point. Let's finish the point about infant potty training. This is something that I believed in. Thank you, Lisa, for saying that it made sense. It didn't fit in your lifestyle. But I think it's one of the best things you can do for the environment is infant potty training.
Oh, you mean not to use nappies?
Not to use nappies. It's something that makes you very close to your children. You know exactly. It basically avoids problems because at some point, in the beginning, you're telling a child, just go poo in your pants.
Okay, fast forward.
Okay? And this way you get to know what your child is up to, and you're basically giving your child responsibility for his life. Okay, so that's basically been our show. I want to thank Laura Synthesis. Laura Synthesis. I don't know what she said. I hope her thing was. She came to our little thing.
Which thing?
She came to. Well, you saw me afterwards. She came to our.
Oh, the show.
The show.
Oh, when I was away.
Yeah, she was looking very, very good.
Oh, good.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I think you mentioned it. Someone seems to have developed a little crush on Laura.
And not a crush, but I'm just in my, no, can't go there. Can't go there. Just as we can't go there. Can we go there? Please, let's go
We
there.
can.
I
I thought we established that a long
I
time
think we
ago
did.
that we don't go there.
No, we don't. We don't go there. We
Yeah,
don't
we
go.
don't.
Why can't we go there?
I thought we've been through this.
No, we haven't. I don't
Yeah,
think
we
we ever
have.
have.
Yeah, we
never
have. You
We
had
never
your little
have.
wobble a year ago. We went through
Oh
this.
yeah, was it a wobble?
You just
a
did
year
it to
ago?
entertain yourself.
Well, do you think that's what it was? Do you think there was no love and affection for you?
No, you were just entertaining yourself. Rose was away,
Yeah.
and you needed a distraction.
Well, that's true. The whole purpose of having a girlfriend for men, and if any men
Is
are,
it distraction?
it's either A, a distraction, or B, something to get something to move away from. There's no more pleasurable thing than dodging your girlfriend. And
you have to have one.
you have to have a girlfriend in order to dodge it. You don't say, "Oh my God, boys' night out." Or,
Oh,
"The
right. So you
girls'
can't
night
have
out."
boys' night out unless you
Have a
the old ball and chain to escape from.
exactly. Women are horrible. They're absolutely horrible. I mean,
you
they're
can't talk about how horrible they are unless you have one.
unless you have one. You can't
But
talk.
also, like those creepy guys online, they talk about how horrible women are and they don't have one. So actually,
Some of them don't.
You don't.
Some of them
You
don't. No, they don't. They don't. No, those people, see, they don't. The ones who don't have girlfriends don't talk about how horrible they are.
Really? They write all
Yeah.
those horrible things about women and how they want to do all these horrible things to them?
They don't.
They do.
They don't.
They do.
They don't. And I'm
They
going to tell you
do.
something. There are two types of men. There are men, they're incels,
Mm-hmm.
who are in, quote, involuntary celibates, and they don't have girlfriends, which is complete, because any guy can get a girlfriend as long as he's willing to settle for someone who's really plug ugly.
Oh God, you're so
Anybody
gross.
can. And the same thing with women. Women always saying, "Oh, I can't get a man. I can't get
What's
a
that
man."
face? I can't get a man. I can't get a man.
Yeah, that's what they say. I can't get a man. And then what happens?
They get a man.
They could get a man, and they just don't want the man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows this in the MGTOW red pill community.
Do they?
They do know this because they've done the studies. They
I
found
like
that. They found
you know so much about this community.
I
Do
do
you
know
not
it.
feel look at that community and go, ugh.
No, because it's a belief system, and they're right. Because women, here's the difference when it comes like to Tinder. Men will swipe left
On anything.
on anything. Women actually think that most men are ugly. Ugly. Not even like, I don't like the way he looks. Ugly. Like, oh, I don't want, like ick. Yuck. I don't want him to touch me. That's the difference. The difference is a man looks at a girl and says, all right, she's not my type, but you know what,
How
she's
can you
all right.
tell that from a picture? I mean, really, if you meet people face to face, sometimes you find yourself attracted to someone who you wouldn't have thought possible.
Well, let's ask women that. How can women
Women tell you that all the
How
time.
can women swipe left on 80%
Because it's the
of
kind of that behavior that.
I mean, it's a
kind
modern thing.
Yeah, I just don't think you give people a chance in the same way because you have
Today.
to meet someone face to face. Like, you know, like if you meet as friends, and you think, oh yeah, I like this guy. Oh, he's nice, he's kind, he's funny.
Yeah, he's all those things, but
all
that's
those
not
things.
looks.
And then you suddenly think, oh, he is attractive. All women have that story.
Exactly, because
All
women,
have that story because you have to like someone to find them attractive.
Yes, exactly, but men don't.
Usually, like there's like a handful of guys you just think, oh yeah, they're attractive, but even them, if you meet them and then they open their mouth, boom, they kill it all.
They could kill it all immediately.
In a
Okay,
second.
so it's like what I used to say. Is to say, men women need to know everything about a man.
Not everything, just something.
I'm in the midst of a joke,
Oh,
Lisa
sorry.
Moyle.
Go ahead. I thought we were still on a philosophical bent.
It is a philosophical bent. It's saying women need to know everything about a man before they love them.
Yes,
Whereas,
many things. They need to know many things.
Just say it for hyperbole for the sake of
Everything.
Joke. Everything.
It's more or less
Whereas men need to know everything about a woman before we hate her. Okay? Like you take a look at Lisa. You're probably thinking, oh my God, Lisa is the most amazing, beautiful. I would marry her in a second. And then you get to know her and you find her very, very
incredibly
annoying. Irritating.
I think a lot of men do find me irritating.
I bet they do, because you're sitting there saying, oh, I want my man to stay at home, and then they stay at home and you hate them for it.
I never had the chance.
Anyway, okay, so
like when I say stay at home, I don't mean stay at home and sit around in your underwear all day. I mean stay at home like I stayed at home when I was at home with the kids.
Yeah.
All the services provided.
And that's what I did too, if you remember correctly. Got zero love.
I'm so sorry.
It was sorry. Zero
Although
love.
you were a pain in the ass.
What, to her or to you?
But just generally. Anyway, that's another topic.
I think because she thought I was going to be something different than I am.
I think she thought you were going to be more of a comedian as well.
I mean, in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
Like you were going to look after the kid in the day and then go do some comedy.
At night.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, and do it at nighttime. She thought it was nighttime. Yeah, you can't do that. It's like having a kid. You had a kid. You remember when you had a kid?
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
How exhausting it was.
It's pretty tiring.
It's bad. You had 4 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty tiring when they're
and
young.
you didn't have to go work.
Well, I did when the youngest turned 3.
Yes.
But you mean when they were infants?
When they were infants.
No.
And I was expected to go to drive
no, I know
to
you guys
Liverpool.
were not very good at working out some kind of compromise.
No, she was not generous.
I think if I had family nearby, I probably would have gone back to work sooner.
Yeah, if you had somebody to help you, but you didn't have anybody to help you.
No, I didn't have anybody.
I had nobody to help me.
Yeah.
So I had to go. I used to drive 5-6 hours to do these gigs. Drive out of London.
Let's not dip back into that.
We're not going
Let's
there.
not go back.
Okay,
we always
so
look forward on this show.
well, we're looking forward. So tweet us at Nunhead Radio. Just tweet us and let us know how we're doing. Or write a comment on the thing. Why don't you take a moment and like this thing? If it's, I don't know, people are going to like this. I think they're going to like the dynamic that we have, this repressed sexuality on your part.
Repressed sexuality? Why you think I'm repressed in what way?
Is that you know you love me, and I love you too, Lisa. just don't tell the woman that I'm marrying.
I won't say a word to her. She won't watch this anyway.
She's not gonna. She might watch it.
And Rose, he only does this when you're
Don't
away.
mention her name. No, she doesn't want anybody to know this is going on.
You said her name earlier.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Oh, we'll edit that out.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, and also we're on Facebook at Nunhead Radio, and you're watching it on Nunhead American Radio Facebook. Okay. Not Facebook, YouTube.
See you next week.
See you next week. Don't get up a second. Let me just turn it off. Okay? Can I smile? Have we forgotten
Turning
anything?
it off.